She is a seasoned researcher, reviewer, facilitator, host developer, administrator, and international tutor. She's expert in both traditional and online teaching with 8 years of tertiary level teaching experience in marketing and business-related courses using cutting-edge.
For welcoming me. I am delighted to be here, and I'm very much pleased to have this presentation. My topic today will be the need for cultivating research attitudes at degree level in empowering higher education in India. And of course, my name is Oyenuga Michael. I am from Nigeria, and I am barely 2 months in India. I am an associate professor at Waksin University, Hyderabad, and I'm very much happy to be in your presence. I want to thank Dr. Naik for giving me this time, giving me this privilege to have this speech today. Like I said, I'm barely 2 months in India, and I can say that Indians are wonderful people, so loving, so caring. I mean, over there in Hyderabad, it's been wonderful. You know, the students, the faculties. Yeah, you can clap, please. Over there in Hyderabad, the students, the faculties are just wonderful. I have my family back in Nigeria, but they never one day make me miss Nigeria, because now I have a family, and you all, Indians, are my family. Please clap for yourselves once again. Thank you so much. Okay, so this is what I will be talking about. Of course, just a brief about my country, Nigeria. Then I will look at what is research, what is attitude, why research attitude, what you need to know or what you need to do. Of course, a little message for the educational authorities, and of course, on a final note. I won't take much time because I have a flight to catch back to Hyderabad too. So, my beloved country, Nigeria. Maybe you've not been to Africa before, or maybe you've not heard of Nigeria before. Nigeria is in West Africa. We have huge population, just like you have in India. We have over 206 million people, okay, in Nigeria, 206 million Nigerians. And then, of course, many of us are young people. Lagos is a commercial city, just like you have Mumbai here as the commercial nerve center of India. We also have Lagos as a commercial nerve center, even though Abuja is our federal capital, just like you have Delhi as your capital here. Abuja is our capital, but Lagos is the commercial nerve center. And of course, we gained independence on 1st October 1960 from Britain, and we are good at education. So all over the world, you will see Nigerians, and any campus you go all over the world, you should know that the percentage of international students on that campus, if you have international students at all, 4% of them will be Nigerians. I have not met any Nigerian here, but I was told that in Bangalore, there are so many Nigerians. Maybe one day I'll visit Bangalore, and I would like to see my fellow Nigerians there. Okay, so of course, football. Football is like a religion for us, just like you have cricket here in India. Football is like a religion for us. And just yesterday night, a Nigerian was awarded as the best footballer in Africa Victor Osimhen. He plays in Napoli, in Italy. He was carved the African Footballer of the Year just yesterday night. That tells you that for us, football is like a religion for us. I mean, here in India, cricket is #1 sport, but for us in Nigeria, it is football. And we have great talents spread across Nigeria and, of course, doing well across the world. So that is a brief, okay, about my country. And you can see our flag, green, white, green. The green there represents agriculture. We have arable land for agriculture. We plant cassava, we plant corn, we plant yam, we plant potato, we plant so many crops, okay? And of course, the white there represent peace. So we are a peace-loving people, and of course, we are also friendly, just like Indians too. So that is a brief about my country. And of course, you can see Waxing University. That is the university that brought me actually to India. So a great university, a great campus we have over there in Hyderabad. And one day, maybe you can visit, you can bring your students, okay, for excursion. That I will be very glad. I mean, I will be very glad to have your students come to Hyderabad, Waxing University, maybe on a 1 day or 2 day visit. That would be wonderful for me to see you away from here, back in Hyderabad. Dr. Naik, I was saying that Waxing University brought me to India, and I will forever be grateful for them. And I'll maybe have you on campus in Hyderabad. Maybe you want to come and visit Hyderabad, you want to come and visit our campus and see what we do and see fantastic students, fantastic architectural works there. I mean, that would be very nice. You can always contact me and I can facilitate that. Beautiful campus, beautiful city, Hyderabad. Of course, it is your city. I shouldn't be telling you about it. So let's start. What is research? I mean, yesterday there were lots of speeches about research, what we need to do, what research is, what research is not. And then here, I've said research refers to a search for knowledge. So when you carry out research, what you are trying to do is simply to search for knowledge. Research enables you to know more. And of course, if you are good in research, then it is possible that you have more knowledge to yourself. Because if you don't search, really, you cannot find. So what makes you to find is because you have searched. So in research, you are seeking for knowledge. And of course, research is systematic. Research is not just what you do haphazardly. Research is not what you do in a rush. Research is not what you do anyhow. It is systematic. Okay, I was saying that research is not what you do anyhow. Research is systematic. And of course, it is a systematic search for information. So, according to Kothari and Kag in 2014, research is systematic method of enunciating the problem, formulating a hypothesis, collecting the facts or data, analyzing the facts, and reaching certain conclusions. So, as we can see, research has its own stages, research has its own ways, research has its own language. It is systematic, like I said. There is a process you follow when you carry out research. And of course, there must be a problem that you want to solve. That is the beautiful thing about research. Research is not just what you do for the doing sake. Okay? There must be a problem that is in existence that you want to solve, whether a societal problem or whatever problem in the community or wherever it exists. So you must identify a particular problem before you carry out a research. And as you can see, you then come to a certain conclusion, which of course will be to address that particular problem you have identified. And before you get to that point, you want to collect data, you want to formulate hypotheses. Of course, not all research will require hypothesis, okay? But you need to get data, whether quantitative or qualitative data, and then you analyze that data, and then you come to a particular conclusion. So, what is attitude? Remember, we're talking about having a research attitude at the collegiate level. So, what is attitude? Attitude. Positive thinking, optimism, explanatory, thinking that it is possible, successful, psychology. All of that is attitude. Attitude is everything. And of course, your attitude determines your altitude. Your attitude to everything you do is very important. Your attitude in life determines where you get to in the future. If you have a bad attitude, then it is possible that you won't even have people around you. So, what is your attitude to research? What's your attitude even to your studies in school? Because your positive attitude will determine your altitude. The positive attitude you have today will determine where you get to later in life. So, attitude is everything. You must intentionally have positive attitude. Positive attitude to everything. It is very important. So why do we need to have positive research attitude? I've identified like 3 or 4 points here. You need to stand out. Research gives you that ability to differentiate yourself. To differentiate yourself from others. Of course, you know that in every society, there will be many people. So, what stands you out may not necessarily be your money. In the field of academics, in this business that we are in, what stands you out is your research. So if you want to stand out from your peers, then you need to have positive research attitude. You want to contribute to knowledge. Like what I'm doing now, I am contributing to knowledge. And that is what research enables you to do. So you see people who have done research in so many areas, who have published in so many areas, who have done this, who have done that. What they are trying to do is to contribute to knowledge. It is not necessarily about the fame. It is not necessarily about the money. Of course, all these other things will follow. The money will come. The fame will come. But you are contributing to knowledge. And so, you need to have positive research attitude because you want to contribute to knowledge. And of course, you want to build your academic or personal brand. Now, brand is very important. For those of us in social sciences, we know what brand is. For those in commerce, you know what brand is. And everybody, okay, needs to have a brand. So, when you talk about research, you want to build your academic or your personal brand. You want to stand out. You want to differentiate yourself from others. And so, you need to cultivate that habit of research. So, what do you need to do? We are talking about having positive research attitude, and then why do you need it? So, if you want to have positive research attitude, what do you need to do? I have a model here. And I've called it bath. Bath, bath, bath. If you want to have positive research attitude, you need to bath. Now, this is not saying you have to go to your bathroom and have your shower, okay? That is not what this is. But you will see what it is. This is a model I've developed, and I think it will go a long way if you want to have positive research attitude. So, just bath, okay? Tell the person beside you, bath. Tell the person beside you, bath. Yeah, bath. Everybody say bath? Aha. So you need to bath. So what does that mean? The first B there, and of course the only B, says you need to be intentional about research. Research should come from within you. Research is something that you should fall in love with. Research is something you want to do. You should be intentional about it. Of course, when you are hungry, nobody tells you are hungry. You just feel you are hungry and you pick a food and eat, a plate of food and eat. The same thing should apply to research. You should be willing to learn. Every researcher, wherever in the world, whether in this hall or wherever, nobody was born a researcher. We all learn. And learning never ends. We learn every day. There are new things we need to learn. And of course, yesterday, one of the speakers was also, I think the last speaker or so, was also talking about research, and he mentioned the 3 I's of research. I mean, that was the first time I heard that, and I quickly picked my pen and wrote it down. So I am also learning. Everybody must learn. So for you to have research attitude, you should be willing to learn. Be willing to learn about research. Remember I said research is systematic. It is not about something you go to class and then a teacher teaches you and you go away. You think you know it. No. It is something you have to sit down on your own and do. So be intentional about it. Be willing to learn. Meet tutors. Meet people you think that know more than you do, and let them guide you, because it is important that you are intentional about it and you are willing to learn. The more you research, the more you know. I mean, that is just the truth. Remember we said research is seeking knowledge. So the more you research, the more you know. For those who are in commerce, okay, there is this thing we call 4 P's of marketing. I'm sure those of us who are in commerce here know 4 P's of marketing. You talk of price, you talk of place, you talk of promotion, okay, and you talk of product. Those are the 4 P's of marketing. The research has made us to know that there are more than 4 P's. Today you talk of 7 P's of marketing. And so the 4 P's, okay, belong to what we call the old school, the traditional P's of marketing. And then you have the 3 new P's, which we call the enhanced P's of marketing. And so they call them physical evidence, okay, is one of them. Your people are one of them. And of course, your processes, one of them. Now, this you will not know if you don't research. It's about research. Research will give you more knowledge. And of course, maybe for those in commerce too, there's this thing we call AIDA model, okay, where you talk of awareness, you talk of interests, okay, you talk of desire, and you talk of action. But today, research has made us to know that there is AIDA's model, there is S behind it. And the S talks of satisfaction. These are things that research will make you to know. If you don't research, you will just be talking of 4 P's of marketing. If you don't research, you think it's just AIDA model. So the more you research, the more you know. And even as a teacher, you need to research, because when you research more, you know more, and you come to the class and impart knowledge to your students. And you won't know that if you do not research. So be intentional about research. Be willing to learn. Because the more you research, the more you know. So that is the B. Then what does the A mean? Accept responsibilities. And the last thing there says, responsibilities do not kill. Rather, responsibilities make you better. So do not feel shy. Nobody knows it all when it comes to research. Nobody knows it all. I mean, if you go to Google Scholar, maybe you have 1,000 citations. You will see somebody else with 5,000 citations. Somebody else 7,000 citations. Somebody else 10,000 citations. And you see H index, you see I-10 index, and then you will be marveled. Meanwhile, you have 1,000, you think, oh, I'm a boss already. But somebody else has 10,000. Somebody else has 5,000. So research is all about taking responsibilities. Do not feel shy. Don't say, oh, I don't know it. You don't know it, but you can know it. You don't know it, but you will know it. So accept responsibilities. Do not run away. Because when you run away, you learn nothing. So do not feel shy. Do not run away. And of course, responsibilities will not kill you. So accept responsibilities. When it is time to do research, be willing to say, yes, I want to be a member of this research team. When it is time to do research, be willing to say, yes, I want to do it. I want to take part. Because the more you do, the more you know. Do not feel shy. Do not run away. Responsibilities will not kill you. And that is the A. Then the T. The more you teach, the better you become. Don't be a lone ranger. Teach others. Remember, we are looking at the Bath model. What you need to do. You need to be intentional about research. You need to accept responsibilities. And of course, you need to teach others. Like I said, nobody knows it all. Now you see those birds flying. Don't be a lone ranger. Don't be the only one doing research. Carry others along. I mean, these days we talk about multidisciplinary research. These days we talk about interdisciplinary research. What does that mean? It means we need to collaborate. Gone are those days where you have to be single author and you'll be proud of it. Today you have to be multiple authors. I mean, I've seen researches where you have 10, 15 people come together because the more, the merrier. So don't be the only one doing it. If you think you know it, let others also learn from you. And of course, all of us can fly together. That is what that means. Don't be the only one flying. All of us can fly together because the sky is so big to accommodate all of us. So the more you teach somebody, the better you become yourself. If it is qualitative, you know, teach people. If it is quantitative, you are better in, teach people. Because the more you teach them, the more you know. And of course, even if it is ordinary literature review, if it is to gather data that you know, please teach others. The more you teach them, the better you know yourself. And of course, don't be a lone ranger so that all of us can fly together. And of course, the H. What does the H mean? Have research published. You don't do research and keep it in the shelf. Keep yourself busy. Don't be busy looking at movies. Don't be busy watching YouTube, listening to music. Keep yourself busy in research. Yes, all those other things are good, okay? But also keep yourself busy in research. And when you carry out research, please publish it. Send out your paperwork, okay? Contribute to academic journals, conferences, book of chapters. All of this will help you to grow. When reviewers see your work, they will give you feedback, and from there, you can grow. So that is the Bath model. What you need to do, be intentional about research, accept responsibilities, teach others, and of course, have your research published. That is what you need to do. Now, just a few words for the educational authorities. Please provide the enabling environment. When students are ready to carry out research, do not discourage them. Give them the enabling environment. Let them know that research is important. Provide the infrastructure for them. If they require funding, because research is not cheap, of course, research can be expensive. So give them the required encouragement, give them funding, let there be infrastructure that will enable them to carry out research. Let research be part of the curriculum. I mean, in Nigeria, you can't graduate from the university without doing research. I mean, that is part of the curriculum back in Nigeria. At your final year, you must carry out research, irrespective of your field of study. Whether you are in arts, whether you are in sciences, whether you are in humanities, whatever you are studying, it is part of the curriculum. So, let it be part of the curriculum. Let students at their final year carry out research. Let them know that this is a big component of what they are studying. It is not enough that you just graduate and then maybe you get a job in a bank or something without you having knowledge of research. So if it is possible, let research be part of the curriculum, not just at the master's level. Even from the undergraduates, let research be part of the curriculum. And of course, catch them young. Again, I say, in Nigeria, yesterday, Dr. Nike was sharing experience about somebody who had a good grade and later got a job in bank, and maybe he was talking to him or her about research or something. Now, this is what happens in Nigeria. In Nigeria, if you have somebody with first class, okay, you have a first class candidate, that candidate is automatically given a job in the university as a graduate assistant, automatically. Of course, except if he or she does not want it. But automatically, whether it's a private university or a public university, it is automatic that as a first class student, you have that job. Now, the intention is that you want to build that knowledge, because for somebody to have a 4.95 CGPA, for example, out of 5, okay, that means he or she is very intellectually sound. So you want to catch them young, you want to nurture those kind of students and make them great researchers, great academics. So I say to the authorities, let us catch them young. When we see those great talents, it is not enough that we produce them and we release them to the banks, we release them to the IT industries or to some other industries. Yeah, it is good that some of them go there to go and work. But for those students who are very exceptional, let us catch them young. Let us give them that encouragement to stay back. I mean, for me, I have had students who came under my tutelage, and now we are colleagues. Because while you begin to monitor their CGPA, you tell them, hey, you are good for this job. So do not go away, stay back. Again, not all of them will want to stay. And of course, you can't force them. But for those who are willing to stay back, please let us encourage them and let them stay back. And that's what I mean by catch them young. Don't produce them and let them go. Let them stay back. Dr. Nike, let them stay back, and then let them have that feeling that they can be part of this thing we are doing. Research is good. Academics is beautiful. Let us have them and catch them young. On a final note, I'm rounding up. Don't join NATO. Please. Don't join NATO, please. Now, this is not talking about Northern Treaty something. I will show you what this means. Please don't join NATO. What do I mean? What does NATO mean for me? No. Action. Thoughts. Only. No action. Thoughts only. You are only thinking about it. Oh, I want to do research. But you are not doing it. That is NATO. So please don't join NATO. Oh, you've listened to my talk. Oh, I want to do research. I want to be a researcher. You're just thinking about it. You're not doing anything. That is NATO for you. So no action. Please carry out the research. Okay? Action. Action. What we need is action. After this conference, let there be action. Let us come back here in 2 years' time to the college and see what beautiful research has been carried out. So don't just think about it. Please do it. And that is what NATO is. So NATO people are no action. Don't be a NATO people, okay? They only think. So for you, you have to think and you have to act. So don't join them. No action, thoughts only. They only have beautiful thoughts. Whatever beautiful thoughts you have, whether it's about research, about anything, please put it into action. Because those thoughts will only die in you. It's only when you act that they can materialize. So, no action, thoughts only. And then I round up by saying, thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Oyenoga Michael Oedel, sir. Now the forum is open for question and answer session.
Questions? Those who want to ask question, please. First person, please.